News Radio WGNS, Murfreesboro. The views and opinions on this show are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of WGNS, its management, other hosts, or advertisers.
That's right, they are my opinions, and not the opinion of anyone else. Ed Raymer for the Edwin Lee Raymer Show. Thank you all for being with us. We have, well, I say this every week. We have a special guest. All my guests are special to me, I know. But I have one right here with me, and many of you know this. Kelly Northcutt. Kelly, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, Ed.
Thank you. No, because we have a lady going to be calling in here, and if I misled any of you, I certainly did not mean to do it. Gloria Johnson, whose campaign, and I put Tennessee Senate candidate. I shouldn't say she's a United States Senate candidate against Marsha Blackburn. Miss Gloria is going to be calling us hopefully at about a quarter after the hour, somewhere around there. We'll get it put together. And many of you know this, and she is going to be running. She is running already against Marsha Blackburn for United States Senate seat. So
yay!
Yes,
I'm so excited
we
about
were
that
wondering.
announcement.
Yeah, and Kelly and I had been wondering, when is this going to happen? Is this going to, because there's been a lot of light on her and the Justins.
Oh yeah, definitely the Tennessee Three.
Yeah.
Standing up for us.
We're finally cooling down a little bit. How's your summer been?
Oh, pretty good, I guess. Yeah, it's been like you said. It's nice that it's finally cooling down a bit, so you can actually get out and enjoy it. But
right.
The I guess the political scene is still hot and has been hot for a while this summer. So I'm following that. I like to tell people I follow politics like most people follow football.
Yeah. Right.
So.
Well, I think I've gotten to that point too.
Yeah.
And I've got a good friend, Dave, that listens just about every week. And it was funny. I spoke with him. It was 2 or 3 days after the show, and I called him up and said, "How you doing?" I said, "What's going on?" I said, "Hey, what do you know? What's up?" And I'd had Michelle Hauser on, my attorney friend. And Michelle does not watch. She didn't know anything about. She doesn't have time to watch TV or any of that. She doesn't keep up with a lot of what's going on because she's working all the time.
Yeah.
And she's a wonderful person. Her and her husband Eric are wonderful people. And I said, "Well, what do you know?" He said, "Well, I know Michelle doesn't watch much TV." Said, what? And I didn't know what he was talking about. He said, "I know Michelle Hauser doesn't watch too much TV." And I knew, okay, you listened to the show last night. Okay, no one. So
it's kind of hard to avoid all of the noise.
I know, but now
political.
tonight he's not going to be watching because there's more noise being made up in New York because his beloved New York Giants are playing football.
Oh, I see.
So we're going to give him a pass tonight. But and Jackson's going to be on the board with him. Jackson, I'm going to ask you to stay by a little close if you would. Miss Gloria's going to be calling in at about a quarter after, and I'm sure we'll be taking some other calls as we go. I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's kick this thing off right now if we could. Kelly's with us. She's going to be with me for the balance of the hour. And thank you for doing this. And
sure.
I want you to know, I just
Always
called
happy
this
to.
lady a couple of hours ago. I put her right on the spot. And I appreciate you answering the call and coming up. Thank you so much. But for right now, my name is Edwin Lee Raymer, and yes, I'm still a private investigator. Welcome aboard.
This is the Edwin Lee Raymer Show with your host, Ed Raymer, on your good neighbor station, News Radio, WGNS Murfreesboro.
And that is a little step upper lip for you from AC/DC. And this is Edwin Lee Raymer Show. I'm your host, Ed Raymer. And this show is produced at studios right here at WGNS AM 1450, 100.5, 101.9 FM, right here in the heart of the great volunteer state in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Now, you can reach us tonight with your questions, comments, or thoughts at 615-893-1450. That's 615-893-1450. And you can also text us a message to that number And Jackson will be glad to write it down, or he'll read it for you over there. If some of you might be a little too high or too shy and not want to go on the air, we certainly understand that. You can check us out at News Radio WGNS on YouTube. And many of you have asked me, and yes, my own wife misses us sometimes. Things seize up, things lock up, whatever. But for the most part now, all of our shows are on there on YouTube. It's under, not the Edwin Lee Raymer, it's just under Edwin Lee Raymer Show. And you can find us, okay? And all the past shows, they're all on YouTube now. So we've made television. But remember, we are radio, okay? So that's what we owe our allegiance to. Now, you can also download the WGNS app and take WGNS with you wherever you go. Listen whenever you wish. Angela Bingham, I didn't get to hear her show tonight. I haven't had a chance to talk to her in a couple of weeks, but she's doing a great job up here. She's into about her 5th year with Simplicity, and she's just a fine gal, really is. And always glad to have her around, and she is something else. There's no doubt about it. Now, I want to tell you about a new sponsor, or newest sponsor anyway. It's Keep It Running Heat and Air. And if your family's looking for a local heating and air company, Keep It Running. Call Joe at Keep It Running Heating and Cooling Company. He's got over 12 years experience in this field. And his company, Keep It Running, they're located right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, fully licensed and insured, available 24/7 to help you and your family with all your heating and cooling needs. So if you're looking for a company you can trust and someone you can depend on, give Joe a call today at 615-962-2397. That's 962-2397, area code 615. And you can visit their website at www.keepitrunningheatingandcooling.com. And, of course, you can catch them on Facebook as well. Good folks and a man that knows his business. And we're going to talk a little bit. Miss Gloria's going to join us here at about 15, 20 after whatever. Kelly, have you been around this? Did you go on a trip this summer? Did you go anywhere?
No. I've just
Everybody
been
I
around
know's
here.
been somewhere.
Yeah.
They've been overseas or been to Europe or
Oh, that's nice.
wherever.
But yeah, no, I can't quite swing that.
Yeah, I got one lady been out to Disneyland with all a bunch of people out there. I don't want to go out there with Mickey Mouse, you know.
I've just been hanging around this Mickey Mouse state.
This Mickey Mouse, yeah.
Been keeping track of the special session and all of the commotion that has to do with
Right,
that, and all the commotion that led up to that, which is
Right.
I think I think worked in the favor of Gloria Johnson's announcement and decision to
I
run.
think it did. Yeah, well,
I think
know
in
it
a
did.
great way.
Yeah.
And I think the GOP, the Tennessee Republican Party, kind of did a big misstep there. I think they really underestimated the impact of
It backfired on them.
It did very much,
Yeah.
yeah. But it also, I was there in the gallery when they took the vote on whether
you
or
were
not
there.
I
You were
was,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people were.
Yeah.
When they took the vote on whether to expel Justin Jones, Justin J. Pearson, and Gloria, and
Total waste of time.
and it was really appalling the way that the speaker would cut people off, the way that he would, cut off their mics and just allow Republicans that stood up to go off topic and not chastise them or stop, or rein them in. And yet, any Democrat that stood up, he was just pounced on anything that they said that.
Right.
Well, that he considered off topic, which basically the definition of that, it seems, is anything that disagrees with his intent and what he wants to do. But afterward, I remember having the opportunity to speak with Gloria, and she said. I said it was just horrible watching how he treated the Democrats on the floor. As speaker, you'd think he'd have a little bit more, even hand. And she said they were on their best behavior then. She said when nobody's watching, it's worse.
Because y'all were there.
Because there were a lot of people there.
You had a huge crowd, no doubt about it.
And I was just aghast. It's like that was their best behavior because that was it. But I think like you said, they really underestimated the impact of that, and it's shown a spotlight on their just rampant narcissism. Can that be a group thing? That everything that they wanted was what's important, and nobody else
No one
even
else.
gets to
Please don't even address it.
Right. Yeah,
right.
you can't vocalize any disagreement. That's out of line, and we're going to not only silence you but punish you. So
Right.
cut off their mics, and it's like I thought it was rather clever to bring a bullhorn in and just kind of emphasize the point that this is the only way we can have a voice, and
Right.
and I think
Yeah.
that it has catapulted.
Because they cut their mics off.
Oh, yes, if
they
they
cut
even
their mics
called
off.
on them. I
Right.
recall one instance where, and it may have been under the last speaker that what's his name? The guy that's under federal investigation?
Glenn Cassada.
Yeah, that's
Cassada,
it. Yeah.
Cassada, whatever his name was.
Yeah, the FBI investigation.
Right.
Yeah, but,
went before the judge in leg irons and shackles and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he's the epitome of representative of his party.
Beautiful.
But she stood to be recognized to speak, and I think she stood there for over an hour. It might have been 2, and still was not recognized to speak. So they have a super majority. They have a majority. They can pass anything they want. It would do them no harm to let people speak when they know that the numbers are in their favor. I think the harm that they're afraid of is that they would speak. They would say something that made sense,
Makes
and it
sense,
might
common sense.
Right, it might convince other people to be swayed,
Right.
to compromise or vote, with them. And I think that's their fear, is that if they are heard, people will agree with them to the point that they will lose their stranglehold on power. And
True
that's
cowards. True cowards.
yes, very much so.
By the way,
And-
you weren't holding one of those communist signs, were you? Because I know, that's you didn't. You weren't.
I wasn't up there for the special session.
Special
No, my work schedule wouldn't allow it, or I'd have been over there. I actually did. I'm working in Nashville now, so I did go over there at lunch a couple times, just to Legislative Plaza, just to kind of be there
Get a feel.
for support. Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, the Attorney General's ruled there's nothing wrong with signs. They're fine.
yes, and they've been fine for a long time. They've been
Forever.
allowable. Yeah.
Sure.
So it
They
kind
were
of
not
begs,
vulgar in any way.
No, it kind of begs the question: what are they afraid of? They're afraid of the people. They're afraid of the people's voice. That's what they're afraid of.
Sure. Oh, I think we've found that out over especially the last 8 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Truth really scares the
Yes.
stuffings out of them.
Yeah, it's
it
way
really does.
too truthy. Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell the truth. I mean, don't do that.
Yeah, or even a contradictory opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of belies the lack of confidence they have in their own position,
I
that
agree.
it can't be questioned.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you have confidence in your position, then you can answer logically in a debate for any question or any assertion that that's not the right thing to do. But if you don't have confidence in your position and you don't think you can uphold it against any kind of criticism, then you lack confidence in that in your side, in your position.
Or you get up and just stomp out of the room.
Right.
Or slam the door or shut your mic off.
Force other people to leave
And
the
all
room.
that.
Yeah, expel them.
These are things that you and I were talking earlier. These are things you would scold your child for. It's behavior you'd scold. No, you would. You'd say, hey, straighten up. Come on.
Let's be fair. Yeah.
I mean, everyone has a right to an opinion. Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah.
And I know some of them are crazy. I understand.
But those are elected officials. They've been, it's like each of them have been elected to represent their constituents. And so
Exactly.
you not only silence
Right.
Gloria and the Justins, but it's like
Right.
you silence all of their constituents when you cut off their mic.
We have a caller on the line. I think I know who this is. Caller, go ahead, please.
Hey, how are you, Ed? This is Gloria Johnson, state rep from House District 90.
You're not locked up, are you?
Not to my knowledge.
Miss
Never
Gloria,
have been.
thank you so much. I believe you know this lady with me. She is a huge supporter of yours. Kelly Northcutt is here with me.
Hi, Gloria.
Wonderful. Hey, Kelly.
It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, and, thank you for doing this. I know we're going to have you on again. This was a last-minute thing, I know. I noticed yesterday you were in Bristol with the country music people.
Yeah, the Bristol Rhythm and Roots Festival. It's a wonderful festival, and I absolutely love it, and I got to go yesterday and a little bit this morning, so really had a good time.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to be with us. You're going to be running for United States. You are running for United States Senate, and Kelly chime in here. Kelly knows her way around this place as good as I do, so she knows she has permission to chime in anytime she wants. Okay, so what obviously to announce you announced Tuesday, I believe. Where do you go from here, and how does this process work? Because it is a process.
It's absolutely a process, and where I go is all around the state. I'm going to show up everywhere, even where they don't expect me. I'm going to talk to everybody. You know, our current U.S. Senator, Marsha Blackburn, hasn't had a town hall in 5 years as a senator, and I think 7 years total.
Right.
And I'm going to be talking to people all across the state, and more importantly, I'm going to be listening to people. Because the people need somebody working for them. And right now, Marsha Blackburn is not working for the people. She's working for the NRA. She's working for big pharma and insurance companies. She voted against us being able to negotiate drug prices so families and seniors can be able to afford their prescriptions. Who would do that?
I don't know, and Kelly and I were talking before we went on the air, and she is, of course, as we all know, a rubber stamp for Trump. I mean,
sure.
She doesn't even ask, "Oh, I support it." Well, have you seen what he's? Well, no, but anything Trump says, I support. You know, I mean, it's insanity. It doesn't make any sense. You know.
Absolutely. You know, these folks used to talk a lot about law and order. Well, you think that something like 91 indictments might make a difference, especially when many of them are admitted on audio or videotape.
Yeah, automatically. Yeah, I mean, the one call to Georgia alone. I mean, if that were me or Kelly right now, we'd already be in jail.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And well, I guess you would too. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, this is stupid, man. We got you on tape. Oh, that's not me. No, you know.
It was a perfect
that's not
call.
what I was saying.
It was a perfect call. Yeah, right.
Ignore what your ears just told you. That's not what I'm saying.
Right. You're already out and about with the people. A lot of people know who you are. Now, I told you earlier this afternoon when we talked, I had not intentionally not called you because I didn't have the reach that CNN or ABC or CBS has. And I know, you know, if I want to know what Gloria or the Justins are doing, all I got to do is turn the TV on, you know. And I think, Kelly, did you say you saw her a broadcast of Gloria on BBC?
I think it was Justin Jones, on a BBC News thing, talking about, you know, the common sense gun laws in the U.S. or the lack thereof, you know, because England has a completely different situation. So, yeah, he was on a BBC thing talking about the very thing that led Gloria and Justin to, you know, go down to the well and try to speak up for their constituents when. Yeah. So, yeah, it's gotten a lot of reach.
Right. It didn't only resonate with folks in Tennessee, folks across the country, but even folks out of the country. There are people multiple people that emailed me several days in special sessions like, I'm watching from Canada and I can't believe what's going on.
Right.
It's just remarkable, you know, how people are tuned into the story because we do see it all across the country, and even over in Europe, we're seeing this erosion of democracy. And
especially as I understand, Gloria, especially in Italy, they have now, do they have a president or a prime minister, the woman that was voted in over there? And from what I can see, she's pretty well, she'd like to be a Trump lookalike from what I've heard about her. I don't know if you're familiar with that, and we're not talking about her, we're here talking about you, but I know what you're getting at.
I know that what you're seeing, you know, changes certainly across Europe at some level in certain areas. And so it's something that we're all looking at, and it is quite dangerous. And it's dangerous because, what we hear are people just absolutely ignoring facts. And they're acting as if we're teaching differently than we did 20, 40, 60 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We do some things differently, but basically we're teaching the same things we've always taught. Somebody said the other day, well, I don't want my kids to be taught this stuff. And I said, did you go to public school? And,
yeah, right.
And they said, yes. And I said, well, what horrible things were you taught that you shouldn't have been taught? And they're like, well, nothing. And I said, okay, what are you talking about?
Especially when you consider that Texas, decides on most of our textbooks, and they're not a bastion of liberal thought.
No, not at all.
So
not anymore.
Yeah.
No.
So if they're kind of creating things to be afraid of. But I think more importantly is that the people, Marsha Blackburn, it's like she's not listening to the people of Tennessee. What is it, like 80% of people agree there should be some common sense gun laws? 80% of the people in Tennessee.
80%. It's almost 80,
Yeah.
78, 79. It's 80%.
Right. So neither the state GOP nor Marsha Blackburn are listening to her constituents. So the fact that you want to listen to people, I think, is a prime importance in differentiating between a vote for you and a vote for Marsha Blackburn, is that if 80% of Tennesseans want some common sense laws around that to protect our children and protect the public generally, I think the fact that you're going to be listening to those people, and you already have been, that's what they want. I think that's the fact that that's getting national and international attention.
Yes, ma'am.
I think will serve your campaign well.
Gloria,
we're already building a multiracial, multi-generational, and quite frankly, a multi-partisan coalition.
Sure.
Because at my announcement in Knoxville, Nashville, and Memphis, we also had independents and Republicans present for the kickoff.
Sure. Yeah, because I've got some Republican people, and they never come out and say it publicly, but they're some of the common sense ones. I guess there's a few common sense ones left. I don't know, but they're sort of fed. I mean, they're fed up too. They really are.
Yeah.
Nothing's getting done, but just bickering back and forth, and there is no policy. There's no policy that comes out of anything anymore.
Well, Republicans they don't have any good policy ideas.
Not at all.
To help Tennessee families. And that's why we talk about Medicaid expansion, because in my district and across this state, more than 70 people, and that means Republicans, Independents, and Democrats support Medicaid expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Those three groups also support some form and some level of abortion care.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They support some level of gun sense. They support cannabis reform.
Mm-hmm.
They support paid family leave. They support child care infrastructure. My alignment is with the majority of Tennesseans.
Right.
They are the extremists.
It's they have no policy. It's just let's just go against whatever Gloria says.
Right.
Anyone, it's a Democrat or even in some independents. Well, we're against that. Okay, well, what do you have?
What kind of hate can we stir up against a particular group? And how do we divide? And this is the thing that's going to be different about this campaign.
Well,
we will not let our coalition be divided.
Right.
And that's what they try to do. They try to divide by race, or they try to divide by gender, or they try to divide by age. Mm-hmm. And we are going to be that multiracial, multi-generational, and multi-partisan coalition that's going to fuel this thing on to November.
I hope to goodness you're right, because we've got to have it. And if not now, I don't know when. And
that's right.
You've been in this thing your entire lives, and you and Kelly both, and I'll be your bullhorn, okay? And,
okay, sounds good.
No, because there's no doubt in any type of broadcast situation, I'm in the minority. There's no doubt about that. with the exception of maybe MSNBC and places like that. But of course, they have a just fantastic reach. The staff I have, you're talking to it. That's it, and and that's okay. But this has Gloria. This has got to stop somewhere. We cannot continue.
This erosion of democracy, the erosion of our democratic norms, and this idea. My idea, what I always learned in school, when it came to legislating, you had a problem that needed to be solved. You came up with your solution that you think is going to solve the problem.
Right.
And then you debate your bills.
Sure.
And so you have a good, healthy discussion so the people at home can hear it and hear how your bill works, how you think it helps, use your data to show how it actually does help, and then everybody casts their vote. But we're in a situation where only one party gets to bring bills,
right?
And they can call on whoever they want and not call on whoever they want, and then they can cut the mics during a discussion and say it's not on the bill, but 9 times out of 10, it absolutely is on the bill.
Sure it is. And we saw, here's their problem, Gloria. Now we're talking about our state house now. We've actually seen this happen now. And, man, they hate to see Phil Williams coming at Channel 5.
Yeah.
They really do. And, I love it because I know when he goes down there, something's getting ready to pop, And the thing is, let me ask you, Gloria, I want you to tell people, because I remember this, and Kelly remembered this. Was it 2 years ago they actually put you in a closet for an office?
Yes, it was the previous session. At the beginning of the session, I was the only member to vote against the speaker.
Right.
I would not vote for Cameron Sexton to be Speaker of the House because he is one of the main people who has kept Tennessee from expanding Medicaid.
Exactly.
Which means he has kept 300,000 to 400,000 people from having access to affordable health care. He also advocated hard to keep the bust of a slave trader and murderer, Nathan Bedford Forrest, in the Capitol. No way I'm going to make a vote for a person that has those kind or lacks values of Tennesseans.
Right.
And so I did not vote for him. And I was given basically a closet for an office. They kind of fixed it up a little bit and put a desk in it.
Yeah.
It was during COVID, and there was no room to social distance. I didn't even have 6 feet between my chair and an office chair. And then none of the rest of my furniture would fit in it.
Sure.
My goodness.
But across the hall sat an empty, the member office that should have been mine, sat empty across the hall for a year.
Gloria, these are things, and Kelly and I were talking earlier, these are moves or decisions or things that they're doing that we would discipline our kids for. We would say, you don't behave like that.
Yeah, it's petty and vindictive.
Petty, yes.
Patriarchy, and the rules are for us, but not for them, it seems like.
I agree.
Because they have caused far bigger disturbances on the House floor than anything that happened when we went to the well.
Right, right.
And literally no consequences whatsoever.
None. Who's going to bring any? I mean, you and the Justins is really just about it.
Yeah.
And Gloria, my hat's off to you. It really is because, is anything that I know me and this lady here have had enough of, it's just, oh, well, let them go. And, no one with any sense would vote for that. Yes, they will.
They have been.
They
do. Yeah.
They do. You talked about, Blackburn not having a town hall with anyone. We've got the same thing with a state representative up here, Desjardins. I don't believe he's had a meeting up here in years, has he, Kelly?
Oh, I haven't seen him. I haven't really been looking for him.
I think they closed. No, I
he
think
doesn't
Parkinson,
come around. Yeah,
friends of mine, Parkinson Santel Law Firm, took over there the half of that building.
Right.
That office has been closed. Gloria, what happens to that money to fund these offices and the people that staff them?
I don't know. I cannot understand why people continue to elect folks they don't ever see. I haven't heard Deja Lay's name mentioned publicly in probably 3 years.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Since the last time someone ran against him. Yeah.
I'll
And
tell
he
you-
didn't show up then.
They stay quiet. They stay quiet and think they'll just get reelected. People need
yeah.
to start understanding they can look at all their campaign finances, see who they work for,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will know who
Um,
these folks are and who they're working for.
Yeah,
We know
and generally
Blackburn-
that has been Marsha Blackburn's tactic when people have run against her, is to just ignore them and not mention them. So I found it really telling when, as soon as you announced you were running, she immediately, fired back with branding you as a divisive, radical left.
Sure, yeah. Attack Gloria.
She said I was woke as they come and a socialist. And I honestly wish someone would ask her what woke means and what a socialist is.
They can't tell you.
Because, she's just making up lies or using these buzzwords.
Yeah.
Well, what woke means is you're awake. You are paying attention. You see what's happening. You see what's happening in your community. And I'm glad I am woke.
I agree. I'm the same way. Yeah, I want to know. Right.
But I think it
where
reflects her
is
fear
that?
of how popular you are. Her fear of how successful your campaign will be that crosses all of these divides. I think the fact that she's already attacking you kind of speaks of her nervousness that you will actually beat her. I think otherwise she would have just stayed
Exactly.
quiet and ridden in on the votes of people that just decide to vote because that's who's already in there.
Yeah, she's never come out against anyone because she's always oh well, I got this. But the minute you announce Gloria, oh, she's as woke as they come. I say, yeah, I know. That's the reason I'm going to vote for her.
Yeah.
Thank you
she's
for telling me that. I didn't know that.
She's running scared. She's afraid of losing her hold on power, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that happens.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, me and this lady up here with me and several more of these folks in this area are going to do everything we can for you as well. I want you to know that. And when you get to town, you have my number. All you got to do is Google me. You can find me. And, my number's all over the place. And
Well, great. I'll be in Rutherford a lot, so count on that.
We'll look forward to that. Yeah.
Good, because, one Sunday night when you're going to be here overnight, please talk to your campaign staff, everybody. Give me a call. You are not imposing on me. We want you here. And
Okay.
we're your bullhorn here. I really.
All right.
I'm serious.
Well, thanks so much. It's great talking to you guys.
Thank you so much for doing it, Gloria, and we will be talking to you again, I know, and best of luck to you for right now. Thanks again for doing this.
I'm just excited that
Thank
you're
you.
running, Gloria.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank
See
you
you
now.
guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
That's Gloria Johnson, who's running for the United States Senate against Marsha Blackburn. I'll tell you what, Jax, let's go to a series of breaks if we could. Before we do, though, I want to tell you about a good friend of ours. It's opened up he and his wife have opened up their own business. And if you and your family are looking for a local family-owned heating and cooling company, let me introduce you to Joe at Keep It Running Heating and Cooling. Now, he's got over 12 years experience in this field, and he and his company Keep It Running are located right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and they're fully licensed and insured, and they're available 24/7 to help you and your family with all your heating and cooling needs. If you're looking for that company you can trust, call Joe today, 615-962-2397. That's 962-2397, area code 615. And you can visit their website at www.keepitrunningheatingandcooling.com. And you can catch them on Facebook as well. Good folks, good people, good neighbors. And we're going to go to a series of breaks, and we'll be right back with Kelly right after this. Stay with us. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, Or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
Hey, this is Ed, everybody. Want to tell you about a sponsor of ours. We've got Complete Yard Care. Their slogan is, we do it all. Low maintenance landscape design, retaining walls, tree removal, stump grinding, lawns cut, mulching, landscaping. Now you can reach them at 615-785-0384. Or you can look them up on the web at CompleteYardCareTN.com. They have a 5-star ranking on Google. That's Complete Yard Care. We do it all. Go to J. Mullins Jewelers and check out their collection of reactor watches. They're located at 352 West Northfield Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And also custom-made jewelry. If you want it, they can make it for you. Also gifts for any and all occasions. Weddings, graduations, family reunions, anniversaries, all of it. That's J. Mullins Jewelers, 352 West Northfield Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. All right. Thank you. Thanks for waiting. And thanks again to Gloria Johnson for doing this. We really appreciate it. Kelly, we really need her in the United States Senate. It would be really nice.
We do. Just the fact that she wants to listen to people across the state and find out what's important to them. And I think she has her finger on the pulse. I think she already understands that people want health care.
Sure.
That people want some common sense gun reform to make them feel safe out in public, to make them not fear sending their children to school. What else was she talking about? Just the right for women to decide what to do with their own health care. I think that's an important kind of tenet too that most Tennesseans support. And the fact that she wants to listen to people is head and shoulders above where we are with Marsha Blackburn's representation in the Senate.
That would be refreshing. We have a caller on the line. Jackson's going to go ahead and put you on. Hello, caller. Go ahead.
Hey, Ed. Hello, Kelly.
Oh, hey. How you doing?
Hi. What's going on, man?
Good. Well, I just thought I'd call in and give you guys a question to chew on, of course.
Okay.
I'm really glad, Ed, that you got Senator Johnson to call in to your program tonight. I do think that it's going to be very helpful for you to keep speaking with her, so props to you. But for the both of you, listening to the first part of the show tonight, it brought me back to a question that a political philosopher, Hannah R. Dent, had asked. And it was, what is worse, a truth that's impotent and that can't affect anything, or leaders that will not listen to the truth? And so I guess the question is, besides continuing to tell the truth, what do you do when the truth doesn't matter?
I don't know, and that's exactly where this bunch on the right is. They don't, the sky is blue. No, it isn't. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, and I think that is kind of a quandary. It's like even if you speak the truth, if no one pays any attention, does it matter?
I know.
And I think there is value in speaking the truth even when no one listens.
Right.
I think because it is the truth, it is important that it is spoken. It is important that the truth is presented, especially when you have such a loud klaxon call of disinformation, misinformation, outright lies, and authoritarian behavior.
Yes.
I think that you stand up and speak your truth, even if your voice quavers.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, the election was stolen. The election was stolen. The election was stolen.
No, it wasn't.
This is Christian, right?
Show me your proof. Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
Ed.
Christian,
Yes.
sure. I want to be sure because we've got a bunch of people I've been talking to on Facebook, and I don't always recognize everybody when they're on the phone. But I was Kelly and I were talking. The lie, if it's told enough times, some people. Yeah, well, I guess I could see that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's insane. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, like you were saying earlier, power of suggestion or
The
peer
power of
pressure
suggestion,
or
right.
whatever it is, or it's like humans are social animals. It's like we want to fit in, we want to feel
Sure.
a part of, a structure. We want to feel to be a part of the group. But I think that there are some things that have intrinsic value even when no one else recognizes that value.
Right.
And I think one of the greatest things that fits that bill is truth. And I think that it's important to speak the truth to power. It's important to speak the truth to the people that don't agree. And I think often, especially in like personal conversations, I'll be having a conversation with someone who has heard the lies often, and
Right.
the line is muddy as to where it is, but and sometimes you don't get that point across in a conversation. But if you present the truth and you ask those questions, sometimes you can plant a seed that you might not see germinate.
Sure, you can.
Yeah, and I think that it's of value. I always find it of value personally, even if I don't think that seed will find purchase in whoever I'm speaking to.
I know.
Just because to ignore it would chip away at my own integrity.
I agree.
And
I see what you're coming from. I agree.
And so I think that even if you're the only one that sees it, I think you have to speak the truth.
Right.
Well, this was the last thing I say to you both. Thank you for letting me talk in. But, you're right, both of you. But there is a worry of what will happen in the meantime when the truth no longer matters, and then when it does. I was in Barnes & Noble today, and I picked up a book and looked at the very beginning. And I saw a quote from 2018 that Donald Trump had said to a crowd, I think in Florida or Georgia. He said, "What you're seeing and what you're hearing right now is not what's happening."
Right. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Alternative facts. I think it was Kellyanne Conjob told Chuck Todd that one morning on Meet the Press. And it was, the president has presented alternative facts. What? Where does that language come from?
Yeah, I don't
I've
see
never
how
heard.
that statement. I mean, usually they don't speak that part out loud. I mean, if that was an actual quote from 2018 from Donald Trump, it's really kind of mortifying that people didn't hear that and immediately, have alarm bells go off in their head and red flags. It's like you're telling me to ignore my own senses, my own perception of what's happening in favor of a line that you're feeding me.
Right.
That never ends well. It's like I don't
think so. No, I don't believe it does.
Maybe I'm just a cynic, but it's like there's not very many people I trust enough to tell me what I should be perceiving.
Well, here's the thing. I don't make any bones about it. I had a tough time with geometry in high school. Okay. Now, my teacher, Mr. Jessup, bless his heart, he took mercy on me, and I squeaked through, I think, with a C. And he was very, very generous. Let me put it to you that way. And, but what if I'd have put an answer down and said, Raymer, this is the wrong answer. No. Well, I'm giving you an alternative answer.
Right. Yeah.
Man, it's not going to fly.
Yeah.
I mean, an alternative
Fact, yeah.
just, it is, but we have to talk about this. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. 5 or 6 years ago, Kelly, you and I we wouldn't have been a Christian. We wouldn't have had this conversation. Because people would have said, that's insanity. Nobody's going to do it. You ain't all talking about,
Well, it's not exactly a new concept, to repeat a lie often enough that people believe
Hitler
it.
did it. Hitler did it.
Well, yeah, Dick Cheney did it.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Hitler did it. It's like, people who want to control what other people do have done it, since time immemorial. It's like that's why Caesar got stabbed in the back.
That's exactly right.
For much the same thing. It's really kind of eerie to look back, to see how many times that has been successful.
Right.
The thing is the only real way to battle that is to continue showing people, continue telling people the emperor has no clothes.
Right. Right.
And eventually, as people hit their limit of how far they will be pushed into not believing what their own experience tells them, they'll start wondering in their own mind, even if they don't speak it out loud. And so I think that's the truth and honesty and common sense are the only bulwark we have against that kind of erosion of people's trust in believing what they see happening.
Thank you, Kelly. Christian, anything else right now?
No, thank you both for...
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
We appreciate you. And I'll tell you what, Jax, let's go to our last series of breaks that you've got loaded up there. You're listening to Edwin Lee Raymer Show. Ed Raymer, Kelly Northcutt's here with us. Gloria Johnson did us a courtesy of calling in. She's your new candidate for United States Senate against Marsha Blackburn. Get off your backside and go vote, people. Back with you right after this. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
Hey, this is Ed, everybody. I want to tell you about a sponsor of ours. We've got Complete Yard Care. Their slogan is, we do it all. Low maintenance landscape design, retaining walls, tree removal, stump grinding, lawns cut, mulching, landscaping. Now you can reach them at 615-785-0384. Or you can look them up on the web at CompleteYardCareTN.com. They have a 5-star ranking on Google. That's Complete Yard Care. We do it all. Go to J. Mullins Jewelers and check out their collection of reactor watches. They're located at 352 West Northfield Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And also custom-made jewelry. If you want it, they can make it for you. Also gifts for any and all occasions. Weddings, graduations, family reunions, anniversaries, all of it. That's J. Mullins Jewelers, 352 West Northfield Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. All right, and we are back. And Kelly, we've got 10 minutes left. Kelly Northcutt is my guest. And we have callers on the line. We have two. Caller, go ahead, please. This is Ed. Go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Raymer.
Hey, Jeff. How are you doing?
I just want to say I really enjoyed your interview that Miss
Johnson.
Johnson, the U.S. Senate. I'm hoping she'll come up. I'm looking forward to. I'd love to meet her. Boy, she just her and those other two are really really outstanding people. Like I said, if woke means being aware, then I'll be woke for a while.
I hope you will. Yeah.
She said she plans to come here to Rutherford County.
People on the right don't know what it means. They think it's a bad word.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They think some baseball pitchers said yes, they do. He had a little logo on his jersey covered up. And he said they were woke. He still don't know what it means though.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
He put everything. But I'm hoping she does well. I just don't know if a Democrat can get elected in this state. I hope they can. It's been a long, long time since we've had one elected statewide, or even an office like that in the Senate. But I don't know if she can beat Marshall Blackburn. I know she's got a lot of resources and things like that. But it's going to be interesting to watch. I do want to ask you, Ed. Did you see where the about 16-70% of Nashville's already voted for the mayor's race?
I saw that 16% turnout. That was pretty good for early voting. Mm-hmm.
I know the election is on Thursday, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. And did you all hear about? I don't know if Kelly heard about it, but the library board here banned 4 books.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard about that.
When you start doing that, I know you guys will watch it. If all you got to do is watch Fahrenheit 451, that movie, and watch the end of it, and you want to talk about censorship.
Uh-huh.
You want censorship, and you watch that, and you'll figure out what censorship is.
Oh yeah, they'd be in favor, Jeff, of book burnings and everything else.
Well, I know
Jeff,
when you start doing it, you go down a real slippery slope. But I enjoy y'all show. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Jeff, thank you for your support. Jeff Neal. We have another caller. Caller, go ahead, please. You're on the air with Ed and Kelly. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Hooper Pinuel out in the great city of Las Casas, Tennessee.
Honorary Mayor of Las Casas, Tennessee.
No. I've been trying to get into your line tonight, and it's been busy.
Yes.
Well, that's a good thing.
I don't
Howdy,
know what's
Hooper.
going on. Yes, Kelly, thank you for being there to keep Ed straight.
Well, it's a tough job, but yeah.
He needs all the help he can get.
You got that right. I will take all the help I can get. Yes, sir.
I wanted to say that Marshall Blackburn can be beat. It just depends on how many Democrats will come out and vote.
I agree with you. I think it's possible. Talking about what Jeff said, he
It's
didn't know if a
possible.
Democrat could win. I think it's possible.
She does not have a handle on her job or on her position, and it's time for her to move on to do something else. And Gloria seems like will be the great next person to come in to represent us in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think all she has to do is open her mouth, and she's from Tennessee. She's a Tennessee girl.
Right.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
It's not often that you get a Democrat to run from East Tennessee in her area, really. So, because it's been predominantly Republican for how many years?
Right.
But
and she could win there.
She's taken a big chance there, and she's doing great. And what happened on TV with the General Assembly is just a down. It's just a bad mark for the state of Tennessee, and it went nationwide. It went worldwide. What happened? We just need to compliment her.
I agree.
Elect her for this office. My wife said today, Hooper, I want to send her some money. She's never said that.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, because she'll need it. So, Marsha Blackburn's got deep pockets. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's got deep pockets. She's with NRA and all this other stuff.
Big pharma. That's a lot of money.
It takes more of the $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 donations to win the election, because that means more people donate and more people are helping her
supporting
out.
her.
And,
Yeah, and Ed was saying we needed to get people out to vote for her, but it takes more than that. And I think donating to her campaign will make a huge difference if we can, if people can hear her.
Fun rally for her when she comes back to Rutherford County.
Oh, definitely.
I'll be glad to help organize that and help what I can do or what we can do.
Well, you know everybody.
That he does.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Well, Hooper, And as you know, I've already told Gloria, we told her a while ago, me and Kelly, I'm here at their disposal. Use me any way you wish.
You are.
I am.
That's right.
You know, I've had enough of these people. That's enough. And I had enough several years ago, as you well know. You and I talked. We had talked earlier in the week, and you know, we talk periodically. And what has happened is it's totally absurd. It's just absurd. And Hooper, I think you would agree.
You know, it's absurd. And back when I was chairman of the Democratic Party years ago, Larry Trail was running against a friend of mine. Went to school with him.
Howard
Wall. Howard Wall
was running against Howard Wall. I remember. Howard was supposed to have been a shoe-in.
Larry won.
Yeah.
Larry beat him.
I remember that.
Yes.
Larry beat him.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. It just takes people to get out and vote to do that.
That's exactly right.
And Gloria mentioned her coalition. You know, that it's like there's a whole lot of people that have traditionally voted Republican that support her because of her stance on common sense gun reform. You know, it's like I think that issue alone has awoken a lot of people that otherwise probably have voted for Marsha Blackburn in the past.
Well, and take a look at what happened in Kansas after the abortion issue.
Right.
Kansas. Ohio just recently, a couple of weeks ago. 60% of these gals are out there. Ladies, get out there, get registered, and go vote for this woman.
And more than
Please.
vote, we've got to get out there and support people. We've got to talk to the people
Yeah,
we know
come
that
to a
might
rally.
be persuaded.
It won't kill you.
Send them $10. Send her
Right.
$10 a month. Help her fund, you know, TV ads. Help her reach people. If you're in an organization, you know, contact her campaign. Get her out talking to people. The more you listen to her talk, the more common sense you realize she speaks.
It really makes sense, and just to vote for her because she's got an R beside her name is terrible.
It's
That's
led us
exactly
to
right.
the path of where we are now.
And that R doesn't stand for
terrible.
Raymer
That's
either. It
what
stands
It stands for reverse.
Reverse, right. Hooper, we've only got about a minute.
Being identified with the Republican Party is okay years ago, but I don't
Well, it
think
was.
it's that right now.
Not so hot. Hooper,
Really.
thank
But
you.
anyway, I'll get off. Thank you so much, Kelly, for
Thank
what you're
you,
doing.
Hooper. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ed, for what you're doing.
Not a
Okay.
problem. Thank you. Hooper Penuel. Kelly, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Gloria
having me.
Johnson,
I've
thank you.
enjoyed it.
Jeff, enjoyed your call. Thank you all so much. And I'll tell you what, till next Sunday at 8 o'clock, I'll catch you down the road. Good night, everybody.